Hey there, y'all. Welcome to True North Sports Talk Podcast, your home for Canadian sports pride. I'm Peter Barclay, and it's time to saddle up. On this episode of True North Sports Talk, we are going to recap the first 2 days of the Calgary Stampede, which roared to life on Friday, July 4th. Yesterday, July 5th, it continued its build as the greatest outdoor show on earth. This year's event, it kicked off with free admission until 11 a.m. every day. They're drawing massive crowds to Stampede Park with rodeo action, so horses, bull riding, all that fun stuff. They got chuck wagon races, musical headliners, and that unbeatable Western spirit. It's been a wild start. For Canadians, this is more than just a festival. It's a celebration of our heritage, especially the Western heritage. From the pancake breakfast to the powwow vibes, we'll dive into the stats. We'll talk about the early rodeo winners and highlights. And we'll talk about a few that didn't quite reach to the heights they wanted to. They came close. We'll share some fun stories. Plus, we've got talk about Shania Twain stealing the show early on. So let's hit the grounds and relive some of the action. So, we're going to kick off with a rodeo roundup. We got stats, winners, and near misses. So let's start with the heart of the Stampede, the rodeo. The world's largest outdoor rodeo began on July 4th in the GMC Stadium. It features 210 of the globe's top cowboys, cowgirls. They're all looking to get a part of the $2.17 million prize purse. Attendance for the first 2 days, they've estimated at 180,000 already. And based on last year's 1.33 million over the 9 days, the free admission boost and Friday's parade day likely pulled in about 90,000, with Saturday adding another 90. And per the community turnout trend, so in bareback riding, we'll start off there. Sage Allen from Blackfoot, Idaho, took day one with an 87.5 ride on Virgil, edging out Tanner Aus, who is from Granite Falls in Minnesota, and he scored an 86.8. But he couldn't hold the lead. So our first not quite of the day. Day 2 saw RC Landingham from Castle, California reclaim glory with an 88.2, and he rode One More Reason, a nod to his 2024 win. Aus again fell short with an 86.5, proving consistency's his hurdle, and Saddle Bronc brought drama. Day one's winner, Dawson Hay from Wildwood, Alberta, our first Canadian, scored an 86.9 on Painted Sky, a local hero moment that had the crowd roaring. Day two's 87.1 by Zeke Thurston from Big Valley, Alberta, so another Canadian, topped him, but Hayes' near miss at 86.7 shows he's in the hunt. Thurston is a 3-time world champ, and you should recognize his name if you follow rodeo, even in the slightest, because that's a name I definitely recognize from the roster. So this feels like a statement. Bull riding's day one saw J.B. Monty from Charlotte, North Carolina. He notched an 88.4 on a bull called Twisted Steel. Yikes. That sounds like a rough ride just by the name of that bull. A veteran, he is defying the odds. He's 39, and by then a lot of bull riders are pretty beat up. On day 2 now, Kai Hamilton from Mackay, Australia, making this, as we said, a worldwide event, he edged him 89.1 on Hellfire. Some of these names are pretty awesome. Monty's 87.9 was a whisker away, but not quite. And that just lends to his comeback narrative because he's on his way back. And in the steer wrestling, we had Kyle Irwin from Robertsdale, Alabama. He took day 1 with a 4.2 second clocking. Now, I don't know if you ever tried to wrestle a steer, but that is dang fast. And that matched his 2024 Stampede mark. Day 2, we had Tyler Waguespack from Gonzales, Louisiana. And that's a name for all you rodeo fans. You'll recognize him. He's pretty solid. He took a 4.1. Ooh, that's quick. With Irwin, a 4.3. He was pretty close. Shifting over to tie-down roping, we saw Shad Mayfield from Clovis, New Mexico. He dominated day 1 with a 7.8 seconds. Day 2 was a bit of a quicker day for the most part, and Caleb Schmidt of Belleville, Texas, he clinched with a 7.6, and Mayfield at a 7.9 was just off the mark. There's a new event at the Calgary Stampede this year, and this is a second event that is for the ladies after the bale racing. So the first day of this event saw Jackie Crawford of Stevensville, Texas, come in at a time of 2.1 seconds of lightning speed. And on day 2, we had Shelby Biosoli from Stevensville, Canada. She took a 2.0 in as a homegrown highlight. For us, Crawford's 2.2 on the day was a near miss, but she was right there, and her consistency stands out. Alright, so that's some of the catching up and scores and time clockings for day 1. It's a tightly packed Pool A, and there's going to be more to come over the next 7 or so days. And there were some injuries as usual at a rodeo. There's been riders bucked off, just different things that have happened, and that just shows the real challenge. Still, as always, Alberta's presence keeps Canada proud, and let's see how high some of these competitors can climb in the event. So as we mentioned off the top, there is a lot more to the rodeo than just the rodeo. There is a midway, there's food, there's all kind of stuff. And so the Stampede, as we mentioned, isn't just a rodeo, it's a music festival too. So on day 1, we kicked off, as we said, with free admission, and on the Coca-Cola stage, that delivered a local band, gave them an opportunity for the world to see who they are. Devin Cole opened up with a soulful set and setting the stage for what would come later on that night. As we mentioned from the beginning, she was the parade marshal for the event, and she put on a huge show Friday night. Shania Twain headlined, actually it was last night, the Saddle Dome in Calgary. And as we mentioned, her parade marshal duties drew about 350,000 people, and that echoed last year's turnout. And her Saturday show, the tickets for that started around $130. They packed out 19,000 fans. And her hits that we all know and love, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, On Down the Line, that had the crowd line dancing, and it was a very classic Stampede vibe. The Bud Light stage at the Big Four Roadhouse hosted Young Gravy on day one, and his rap brought out a younger crowd and a younger vibe, while day two, so Saturday night, Natasha Bedingfield brought nostalgic pop with the song Unwritten. Both acts were free with your park admission, boosting the 90,000 daily tally. Nashville North, the 18 plus tent, that featured Tenille Townes on Friday night, and her being from Alberta, her roots were shining, and Mackenzie Porter on Saturday night, they kept the country party vibes alive. There's Midway Tales that stole the show too. On day one, we saw a kid win a gigantic teddy bear at the ring toss, and the look on his face went viral on X. It was captioned Stampede Magic. Day two's new food like honey habanero ice pops had lines 50 deep, but one vendor's deep-fried strawberries melted into chaos, leaving sticky fans laughing. They also had a poutine that was literally had bits of worm in it. That was another hit across the food vendors. The Monster Energy Compound's motocross flips, so there was even motocross going on at this event. That brought in about 10,000 viewers each day. A dog in the dog bowl stole hearts by catching a frisbee midair on day two. One of the other big hits is the pancake breakfast, and those are free from 8 to 10. So far on both days in GMC Stadium, they serve 20,000 with day one's line stretching 200 meters. A volunteer spilled syrup on a cowboy hat, turning it into a sticky souvenir story. And I question the free fun hype, rides, and the food still cost, but the community spirit is undeniable. Alright, let's just take a look at some anecdotes. Let's look at some community spirit here. The Stampede's soul lies in its stories. Day one's parade, led by, as mentioned, Shania Twain, saw a horse act wild, per City News, prompting a vet check. Turned out it was just spooked by a float's horn, a harmless hiccup that had onlookers chuckling. The Elbow River Camp's 26 teepees hosted 5,000 visitors, with Amber Big Plume sharing her family's 50-year teepee legacy. Her Bannock booth sold out by noon, a cultural win, and day two brought a quirky moment at the BMO Center's new 565,000 square foot space. A guest lost their cowboy boot in a crowd surge, only to find it atop a vendor stall, returned by a laughing teen. The powwow prep for July 12th and 13th drew 2,000 early, with drummers practicing late into the night, their beats echoing park-wide. The chuck wagon races starting July 5th saw day two's heat with Chance Thompson from Lethbridge, Alberta. He won in a minute and 15.3, narrowly beating Cody Ridsdale's 1:15.6, a not quite that had fans on edge. A wagon wheels wobble, but held, adding drama. The evening shows fireworks, capping both nights at 11 p.m., lit up 15,000 skies, with day two's display syncing to Twain's set, a crowd pleaser. Economic buzz is real. 282 million was brought into the province of Alberta, 227 million for Calgary per a 2019 study. So this event is an economic boom for the province of Alberta. The 7,500 animals, 30,000 flowers planted, they paint a vibrant picture, and Canada's Western heart beats strong during this event. So let's see over the next few days if it grows louder. So, what a start to the 2025 Calgary Stampede. 180,000 fans, Rodeo wins for Allen, Landingham, Hamilton, Shania Twain's Rain, and Tales of Boots and Bannock. My day 3 pick is Thurston to repeat in the Saddle Bronc, Crawford to edge the breakaway. The not quites like Aus and Monty might rise, and this event's economic roar and community pulse are definitely a spot of pride, though the costs behind the free fun remind us it's not all giveaways. So, later on, starting, let's see, about an hour and a half to 2 hours from now, check out day 3 live on Sportsnet. Share your favorite moments with the hashtag True North Sports Talk. Did Twain steal your heart, or was it a midway treat? Let's keep the Stampede alive, and until next time, this is Peter Barclay, and I hope you will subscribe to the channel. Join us next week for our next episode of True North Sports Talk podcast. And I can imagine between now and then there will be tons of things to talk about in the sports world. Hope you enjoyed something a little different from our usual podcast vibes. We jumped into some rodeo for all you rodeo fans out there. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we will definitely see you down the road next time on True North Sports Talk podcast.